All right. Hi, I'm Joanne, and this video is going to be a brief explanation of the different parts of the updated religion standards for the Diocese of Owensboro 2021. So there are 4 parts that I'm going to talk about, but briefly, I'm just going to say the obvious, all right? Catholic schools exist so that we can help ourselves and others grow in the faith. And you are the most important part. You are the witnesses, and they will learn more from you as a witness than the content that you give them. That's why it's important for religion teachers, parents, to take care of yourself in all aspects. That's one of the greatest things you can do for your kids, is to be there for them and be there well for them. Right? So we know that religion is about relationship. It's all about relationship. How our relationship with ourselves, with others, with God. And that is more important than the content, so to speak. You can say one sincere I love you, which means more than 100 rosaries just said without heart, right? You all know all this. A couple of 2 things just to mention as you go through the curriculum, and maybe some of the new parts you're going to be like, I think that's too much for our kids, or I feel insecure teaching about it because I don't know too much about it myself. I'm going to ask you, 1, plant the seed anyway, even if it's a big word, okay? Plant the seed so that when the student is ready, when they hear it for the 3rd time or the 11th time, they will have heard it the previous times and so be better ready to hear it. Also, if you feel insecure in a subject, hopefully you can have the confidence that while you may not be able to explain it as well as you think you should and could, that someone can, that the truth is not contained to you, that there is truth, and to go ahead and teach it. So please don't teach something because you feel it's too big for the student or too big for you, okay? All right. There are 4 sections to the new standards. The obvious one is the standards themselves. The high school is continuing to use the framework from the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops, USCCB, and that's there, it's everywhere. We know about that. The K-8 standards are going to continue to follow the essential format of the catechism with the catechism references. But what's different this time is that when the religion committee met pre-COVID, they decided they wanted to add a section of describing each standard, kind of like in layman's terms, so to speak. So a small group of teachers spent a lot of time writing descriptions after each standard to help teachers. These descriptions that are included are not, they haven't been formally vetted, so they're like not nihil obstat. Please remember they are just written by fellow teachers. The best place for you to really study a concept is the catechism itself, okay? So you will see in the standards explanations. So hopefully that will help. A lot of time went into that. All right, 2nd section, new prayer program. We have a chart where all the Catholic schools, all the grades will be presented with certain prayers at a certain age. When this idea was presented to the priest council, they were hoping that the DREs could get it to, I'm not going to, whatever, I don't know what's going to happen, but that was this week. But in the Catholic schools, all kindergartners, all 1st graders, all 2nd graders will be presented with certain prayers. Hopefully by the high school, everyone will know them. The prayer booklet itself is copyable, and hopefully you can send a copy home with your parents. Parents might enjoy having that. All this is said, and this is kind of said in the introduction of the prayer booklet. Obviously, it's not all the prayers there are, but the way we teach prayer, of course, is essential. God is not a vending machine where if we say 3 Our Fathers and da 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 da, okay? God doesn't do a checklist. Like I've seen some people say, oh my goodness, I missed this part of the prayer, as if it didn't count, right? Like, that's not what it's about. Prayer is about sincerity. And we all know that, but it's easy to fall into the easier, just prayer, a rote memory prayer, and not bring sincerity into it and teach the importance of sincerity, to teach the importance of stillness and quietness. Some students do that better than others. Some teachers do that better than others, right? But that quiet awareness of how aware he is of us takes time and silence. And to provide those opportunities, as difficult as it is just very important. Okay. So that's the prayer section. It should be self-evident. And hopefully if everyone, yes, the prayer section. Another section that's added to this religion curriculum are the Catholic connections for social studies. Last year, the diocese evaluated the social study standards, wrote a Catholic connections kindergarten through 12th grade to integrate with the current Kentucky social study standards. Integration of the faith into all subjects is doable, all right, and why the schools exist. Sometimes social studies teachers feel insecure about the Catholic part of it. Hopefully, wherever you are and whatever grade you're in, you can look at these standards themselves. If you're teaching social studies, like primary grades might do everything, great. If not, it would be great if you could communicate what things can be done in integrating the faith into the social studies. And as we continue our studies each year, okay, we will be adding Catholic connections for each subject because it is so doable and so important to see that the faith is a 24/7 able to be applied to everything kind of thing. All right, the last section that is added is going to be, I don't want to say the most difficult, the newest, but yeah, it's what the future professional development videos for this new series is going to be on. It's a K-6 program on Catholic anthropology, the study of humankind and how God views each human, and the ramifications on how the way we view humanity, it has on our own self-worth, on how we treat others, how it relates to everything from how we act at recess, our how we operate business, Catholic social teaching, human sexuality, bioethics. This concept is foundational. For instance, real quick, if we judged other people according to their usefulness instead of how God views them, we end up making choices for ourselves that are probably not healthy, that we're only going to be loved if we're useful in a certain area, or we become utilitarian in our work ethic and we start using people as objects on how useful they are for us. So the way we view the human person and why we view the human person the way they are is essential. The professional development is going to be on Catholic anthropology. If, as we continue, obviously, if there are any questions, suggestions, please let us know. The religion standards and the social studies standards can be found on a Google Drive. The Google Drive can be found on the diocesan website. If you go to the diocesan website, find the Catholic school section, find the curriculum section, it's going to have links. It's going to have links to all the standards and all these different sections that we're speaking of. If you find that you have a suggested edit, which is so possible, please contact me. We will be improving different things like the anthropology booklet or making, suggested edits and keeping the website updated. So in another year or two, it might be different than the hard copy that you have there. So please send your comments and suggestions my way, joanne.matheson@pastoral.org. And obviously, please contact us for any questions that you might have. Thank you.